And now where we are in our lives, that relationship no longer serves us. And I would hate to keep arguing with them and keep building negative memories instead of building and relying and thinking of the good memories that we had.
Can I ask you something, Miss Evelyn? Do you know what her pain is? Because the only reason a person would behave in this manner,
we're not going to
consistently,
and we're not going to do that. She does not have a behavior problem, and that's not.
First of all, your finger in my face is not going to work for me.
But then I ain't calling it's going to work for me. Because I don't appreciate you keep throwing out these names. Brothers are done, man. You know, she said, listen, full time on this. I've been called. Wait a minute.
Okay, so let me ask you something. What if Tamar isn't actually the problem? I know, hear me out. What if the real villain in all of this Braxton family chaos is Miss Evelyn herself? Because y'all, this family drama is getting messy. It's complicated, it's layered, and once again, Tamar is smack dab in the middle of it all. But this time, she might actually have a point. Let's talk about it. Now, we all know Tamar's reputation, right? Chaotic, attention-seeking, dramatic, grudge-holding queen. Anytime her name starts trending online, people automatically assume she's done something wild, and honestly, they're usually not wrong. The internet absolutely loves to blame Tamar for everything. She breathes wrong, dragged. She posts something, dragged. She exists, dragged. It's like clockwork at this point. But recently, Tamar clapped back and said something that made people pause. She said, "I am the way I am because of my mother." She's been on this whole mental health journey, opening up more than she ever has before, and she's hinting pretty heavily. If you ask me that her mother's resentment, especially when it comes to their father and that whole messy divorce situation, has shaped who she is today. And honestly, when you start connecting the dots, it starts to make sense. And look, I get it. Tamar's track record is rough. Let's be real.
Letting your mother run your life.
How dare he try to tell me how to raise my kids after he have abandoned us? He has some nerve.
Y'all have lives to live yourself, and she can't run her life, her home, and your home.
You know what? Had you been home long enough to help me to raise them, it wouldn't be such a problem. But where were you?
What did you do last day? What did you do all day long?
What did you do?
What did you do?
The relationship drama with Vince was a whole saga. Then came JR, and that was another mess entirely. The constant back and forth with her sisters, the falling outs, the reconciliations, the falling outs again. She's been burning bridges like it's a full-time job with benefits and a 401k. And this year alone, oh honey, she threw Funky Deneva straight under the bus, someone who was supposed to be her friend. She implied she got attacked after a night out, which had people confused and concerned. And let's not forget those messy allegations about her supposedly sleeping with Tony's men. Multiple men. Tony's men. Like, sis, what is going on? At a certain point, you have to ask yourself if there's a deeper issue here.
Deal anything.
You don't. You sold men.
What's who's the man that I stole?
Tony's. You slept with them. You time.
Oh, what man? Do not get the link.
Oh, you're such a liar. Such a liar.
Here's the thing though, back in the day, Tamar's dramatic personality was entertaining. We lived for it. The early seasons of Braxton Family Values, absolute gold. Tamar brought the drama, the humor, the sass, the one-liners. She made that show what it was. But now, after years and years of scandals, blow-ups, public feuds, and mess after mess after mess, they're exhausted. They're over it. A lot of folks are genuinely saying she needs help. Like, real professional help. The comments are ruthless too, and they're coming from all directions. People are saying things like, she's exhausting and needs to be loved from afar. She never thinks she's wrong about anything. She's almost 50 years old and still falling out with everybody around her. At what point does she take accountability? And honestly, some are warning her that if she keeps this up, she's gonna lose what little public support she has left. Because people can only defend you for so long before they get tired too. But here's where it gets interesting. Tamar, she's not taking all the blame. Not this time. Nope. She's pointing the finger directly at Miss Evelyn, saying her mother influenced all the daughters' bitterness, their inability to let things go, their combative nature. And this is the first time Tamar has publicly and directly connected her behavior to how she was raised and the environment she grew up in. Now, All the sisters carry that resentment. You can see it in how they interact with each other, how they handle conflict, how they hold grudges. But Tamar's the only one bold enough, or maybe reckless enough, to actually say it out loud, to put it out there for the world to hear. And that takes guts, even if people think she's just making excuses. Now let's rewind. Let's go way back. Evelyn and Michael Braxton's divorce happened over 20 years ago because Michael cheated. That's 2 whole decades.
Evelyn could say some things out her mouth that are really cutting.
But your daughters are being held emotionally hostage to your ex-wife's bitterness towards you. You and her need to get on the same side of the table and free those girls. Because the elephant in the room that nobody will talk about is Evelyn Braxton's attitude.
And Miss Evelyn, she is still holding on to that bitterness like it's a lifeline. She has not let it go, not even a little bit. And here's the tea: that resentment didn't just stay bottled up inside of her. Oh no. It shaped the way all her daughters handle their emotions, their relationships, their conflicts. They grew up watching their mother hold on to anger and pain, and they absorbed it. They learned from it. They internalized it. And now it shows in every single one of them. The way they love, the way they fight, the way they can't seem to move past things. It all goes back to what they witnessed growing up.
I don't even think they look at me as a sister. They don't like me. We were very close as kids, very close as young adults, and now where we are in our lives, that relationship no longer serves us. And I would hate to keep arguing with them and keep building negative memories instead of building and relying and thinking of the good memories that we had.
And before y'all come for me in the comments, let's not act like Toni is innocent either. Toni Braxton might look classy. She might seem put together, refined, above the drama, but trust me, she's messy too. She's just way more subtle with it. She knows how to move in silence, how to keep her mess behind closed doors. But make no mistake, it's still there. But back to Evelyn, because this is where it really gets deep. During that divorce, she forced her kids to pick sides. It wasn't a suggestion, it was a demand. If you supported Michael in any way, shape, or form, you were on her bad side. Period. No questions asked. No room for nuance or understanding. You were either with her or against her. And Tracy? Poor Tracy maintained a relationship with her father because, you know, that's her dad. But because of that, Evelyn held a grudge against her for years. Not months, not a couple of years. Years. Allegedly, she held on to that resentment until Tracy passed away. Let that sink in for a second. She carried anger toward her own daughter until that daughter was no longer here. That's not just holding a grudge, that's something else entirely. And Tamar, being the baby of the family, sided hard with Evelyn. She was the loyal one, the one who stood by her mother no matter what. But here's the problem where it is. That's not just being close. That's straight up unhealthy codependency.
Because everything she said she thought was right.
Pitiful lie, too.
And as long as you agree with her, she's fine. And it's the same thing with y'all. I don't agree with her. She is pissed. And it's time for y'all to stop letting your mother run your life.
And when you're that enmeshed with someone, especially a parent, it's really hard to develop your own sense of identity and make decisions that are truly yours. Because Evelyn, she loved being in control. She loved dominating conversations, making sure her voice was the loudest in the room, acting like she was always right about everything. If Tamar tried to speak up or have her own opinion that differed from her mother's, shut down, dismissed, invalidated. And don't even get me started on the guilt tripping. I raised 6 kids alone. I sacrificed everything for you girls. After all I've done for you, over and over and over again, it was constant. The daughters were conditioned from a young age to just obey, to not push back, to not question. And when you grow up like that, it messes with your head in ways that don't just go away when you turn 18. And here's the absolute kicker. Nothing has changed. We're talking 20 years later, and Evelyn is still holding on to that hate. She's still bitter about what happened with Michael. And that anger, it still spills over onto her daughters.
Let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So looking at Tina Knowles and her children, and looking at Evelyn Braxton and her girls, it's proof to me that forgiveness or unforgiveness and bitterness can trickle down to your kids. I feel like Tina Knowles is the reason why Solange and Beyonce are able to persevere and press through adversity with grace and poise. I know this is a weird way to put it, but Beyonce and Solange was able to see their parents go through a healthy divorce. Even Miss Tina acknowledged that they did not go back and forth. And honestly, she had every reason to be bitter and not forgive him for having an outside baby on her. And then on the other hand, we can look at Miss Evelyn Braxton and see why her daughters are still on each other's neck in their 40s and 50s.
Even now, even after all this time, even after therapy should have happened, after healing should have taken place, after forgiveness or at least acceptance should have been reached, nope, still angry, still resentful, still influencing her daughter's lives and decisions. So what do you think? Is Tamar really the problem here? Or has Miss Evelyn been pulling the strings this whole time? Has she been the puppet master behind all this family dysfunction, all this drama, all these unresolved issues? Drop your opinions in the comments below because I genuinely want to know what y'all think about this.